Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley.
Good morning, Radio Live listeners around the world. Good morning to our EZWAY family and Reatha, our host, Reatha. On with us, Reatha.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
There she is. Yes, it is, Reatha. It's another fine day in the neighborhood.
It is.
When does this end, Reatha? This waking up to beautiful, 78-degree weather. I mean, I feel guilty. Should I feel guilty?
No, 5 or 6 days a year we actually have horrible weather. But the rest of the time it's lovely, beautiful, sunny Southern California. That's why we live here.
Well, yeah, that's true. And I'm getting used to it, I guess. What can I say? I mean, it's been a while. And we want everybody to come out and visit, but we want them to also stay up on top of our EZWAY Wall of Fame app and our EZWAY Wall of Fame altogether, the EZWAY that is created. And there's so much going on with the events and the wall and the programs. It's just amazing. We got a interesting, amazing guest coming on today. Levine will be on with us today. And wait until you see Carmelita's guest. There's a surprise for you. You're going to like that. But, Reatha, I'll tell you what. It's going so fast, though. I feel like we just hung up the phone. And here we are.
Time flies when you're having fun, and it's time for us to fly into hot topics.
Hot topic time.
Ripped from the headlines, today's hot topic. Well, as many of you know and are involved in and excited about, it is award season. And I mean everybody's giving out awards. I mean, every year everybody gives out awards, but this year, because I just think we've been closed in for so long that we're excited even about award shows. And if you missed the EZWAY Broadcasting Golden Carpet, you can go back and you can check that out because EZWAY has an award season too as part of the award season. But I thought some of you might be interested in how the awards actually get decided. Most of the time, I know before I was really involved in the business, I didn't think about it. I just assumed somebody voted, and those people who voted knew who they were and what they were voting for. Well, I'm going to kind of pull the covers back on that. It's actually decided by the production company who gets nominated ultimately. They pay, and you can even nominate yourself. You pay a fee. It's different for every academy. And they will put you on this huge list of people who think that they deserve to get an Academy Award or whichever award it is, music, movie, TV. And then they pick a smaller group of people to, in theory, view all of these nominations. And believe me, there are lots of them. They view them. They narrow it down to a much more manageable number, maybe 10, 15 in each category. And then they let all the members of the academy or that segment of the academy that's involved in that part of the business, like actors vote for actors, directors vote for directors, cinematographers vote for cinematographers, and they vote for that final number of people that we actually see get the awards on TV. And even then, most of the awards are given off of the television program because they just wouldn't have time enough. But all of those awards that are given off TV as well as the ones on TV are equally as valued and equally as treasured. So it does boil down to they're voted on by a group of their peers. So when you watch those Academy Awards, lots of people have viewed these movies, these TV shows, these songs, these albums, this country music, whatever it is, and then they whittled it down to the very few, and then down to the winner is. And that's the part that we get to peep in on. So that's just a little insight into the Academy or to the award season that we are just being flooded with. And it's also March Madness, which is another type of award because UCLA and USC are both in the running this time. But I digress. Jim, what's your hot topic?
Well, Reatha, we've got Georgia out there. It's tightening restrictions on voting protocol to enable, to bring in what they consider would be the best way to vote, where everybody gets their vote counted, and there's no hanky-panky in there. Gun use and boulder shooting was bought legally, the chief says, and they want more restrictions on the gun ownership. 57-year-old woman gives birth to a baby boy after losing her teen daughter. Mysterious streaks of light they're trying to figure out illuminated the skies over the Pacific Northwest. And, you have the, over Alaska, you have a lot of colors and the, what is that called? Those, I forgot the name of the lights up there.
The Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, now I figured, that's all explained, but these lights they couldn't figure out. Large cargo ship, this is a big cargo ship called the Ever Given, was stuck in the Suez Canal. Well, that's not just some being stuck. That was a serious business because it backed up and it caused millions of dollars lost of deliveries. These ships are loaded full of stuff, and it couldn't make it through. They finally loosened that wedge that it was in there, and they're going to get that out of its way. Indonesia, the Philippines hit by 6 to 8 aftershocks, a 6 to 8 point on the Richter scale, causing a lot of damage. A lot of these earthquakes been coming up, but it's not just a quake. You have to be ready for the aftershocks because the quakes give the big cracks, and then the aftershocks make it worse. Home sales are slow a bit, but still strong, with internet rates still at record lows, and 30-year was getting 3%. That's still bought in 77 at 9%. That was the personal savings scenario. The economy might be strong in the U.S., but nearly 70% of Americans have less than $1,000 stashed away, according to Gold Bank rates. Poll also revealed 45% have payday to payday. So start putting away a little money for a rainy day. Americans are proven to be by, and the reports are coming in that many people are starting a home business and finding ways to, through if they're unemployed. Apple is making it more difficult to for advertisers to target iPhone owners with ads. Goodwill employee discovered large amounts of cash in a donated sweater. Turned it in. SpaceX SN for rocket may have test flight on Monday, Elon Musk. Now, that stuff's really interesting, what he's doing. House prices are, and getting back to the houses, they're inflating around the world. The pandemic-related stimulus, very low interest rates, and changes in buyers' behavior are we got Alabama got hit hard, and floods. I'll end it here, but the floods have been really strong in Afghanistan. We've got Pakistan, the UK, France, and Italy. Record floods, and but
floods
overall,
floods in Tennessee too. You got them too.
Yeah, exactly. But they say people are getting back in shape, and they're getting back to work, and there's, things overall, the economy is looking like it's going to be picking back up. So with that, let's do a commercial, and we got to get in the Carmelita's Corner. And with that, yes, and we can't wait to hear it.
The BrainTap is a unique headset that combines light and sound frequencies with guided meditations. Dr. Patrick Porter, inventor of BrainTap and member of our faculty, has created 20 to 30-minute course reviews for many of our courses. Before starting a course or at any point before taking the exam, you can put on your BrainTap, close your eyes, and begin your course review. Brain tapping guides your mind from an awake, reactionary mind into an intuitive, creative state, then to a place where super learning and healing can occur, with the outcome being a heightened state of consciousness with crystal clear focus. Relax with scientifically proven techniques that create a symphony of brainwave activity, a feeling of calm focus that's just right for learning and productivity. Each session is designed with brainwave balance in mind. Some audio sessions have dual voice processing, which means you may hear two voices speaking at the same time. This technique is used for inspiring left and right brain balance.
Introducing EZWAY Family App, your new virtual vision 2020. Be seen, be available, be everywhere. Available on Apple Store and Google Play. Track our content, stay connected, create your account to gain instant access. Go mobile or go home.
So, Reatha.
Yes, we have a great guest today. We've had him on the show before. He's got wonderful advice. Tell us all about our guest today.
Jeff Levine, he's an expert at law in many areas of law. He's an expert tax attorney, and he is building a TV network. So Jeff has got so many interesting things going on. He's on the EZWAY Wall of Fame as a gold member and a super influencer. He's got a workbook that he's going to be re-releasing. Jeff is a wealth-building expert and the owner of JLS TV. All right, do you want me to go on to page 2 and page 3? And this man is amazing. I got to find out what he does in his spare time. Jeffrey Levine, are you on with us?
Can you hear me, Jim?
There he is. Hello, Jeffrey. And you are on with, I believe you know Reatha Gray. Reatha, Jeffrey?
Yes. How are you?
Great to have you on again.
My pleasure.
Due to popular demand, because everybody wants to find out what's going on in Jeffrey's head as far as, well, we are on a show with a lot of people. I mean, it's all ages, but we got retirement. And, Jeff, if they don't get their taxes straight, the lack of knowledge can be quite costly, right?
That is correct, James. Knowing about the tax law, and what's important is they understand that so they can get the receipts that they need to have as the backup for those deductions. But if they don't know where they're going, then sometimes it's a little challenging to get there. So advice, knowledge, and understanding, is key.
So, Jeff,
because,
you could have been an engineer, a doctor, whatever. What got you in the path of law, and in particular, there's so many avenues of law into this section that you're in with the tax and retirement and so on?
Well, that's a great question, James. And the reason why every April 15th in my family was the most challenging day of the year. My father used to buy lots of stocks. That was his passion. And he would get dividends from the stocks, and instead of taking them, he would reinvest them. Now, what he didn't know, because of a lack of knowledge, is that even though you have a stock and it pays you a dividend, whether it's reinvested or whether you get it, it's still taxable. So as he built up his stocks portfolio, every year he would owe money for that extra dividend. And my father and mother lived paycheck to paycheck. That's the world we lived in. And there was never any extra money. So when he had to pay extra money every April 15th, he didn't have to. He didn't have it, but he had to borrow it. Went on year after year. And this left a scar with me. I said to myself, and I didn't know back then why he was owing, because I said to him, talk to your accountant. There must be something you can do. And his accountant said, if you earn it, you owe it. Now, that's not my world. My world is if you earn it, there are also things to do to reduce it during the year. And this is a wonderful time for planning for your 2021 taxes. And the bottom line is, yes, with understanding and education, you can reduce them. But most people are not aware.
So what would you suggest that people do in order to reduce their taxes?
Well, one thing you can do is sit down with your accountant, especially if you don't like the results, and say, okay, what can I do this year to help reduce my taxes for next year? And this, a lot of people, this is for people that owed money. And see, what I always said when I did this for people is they never knew whether they'd owe or get a refund. And the challenge was that when they owed, many times people don't have the money to pay.
Yeah.
And that's why it's really important to do the planning during the year so that when you file, you will have a pretty good idea of whether you're going to owe or get a refund. But without that, it's a potluck, I call it.
Jeff, you got to be sharp with this stuff because it could cause serious side effects financially, and you got to stay. I'm just going to throw this in there. I use a device called BrainTap. So you're familiar with that, aren't you?
Yes, I am very familiar. Patrick Porter has a great thing there.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's great technology.
I'm over 70, and it has sharpened me up. So I don't know, guys. You got to text BRAIN to 55678, Jeff. I got to share that because it's helped me, and I don't know. I suppose it's helped you, and with all the technical stuff you do, and you're like the guy guiding the people, like the old days with the, they'd go out there blazing the trails. If they wind up blazing the wrong way, you can wind up in big trouble, falling off a cliff or something. And what are you finding that some of the big mistakes are, Jeff, when, you do all ages, you work with all ages, but, you're sitting there with a couple, what is their biggest loss? What's their biggest mistake that they're, going the wrong direction that you got to straighten them out?
That's a great question. And what I've seen through all the 32 years that I was in practice and all the years I've been on my own since then is people don't have a big enough emergency fund.
See.
When I say emergency fund, putting some money away so next time something happens with our economy, some unexpected event, a car repair is a great one. Things in your house that are broken and you have to fix them.
Medical,
I think you were mentioning, anything. It could be anything, Jim. And I think you were mentioning, one of the things I mention is most people with a $400 car repair are going to be in trouble because that's where the debt starts. That's when you start using your credit card. Yep. But then a second thing can happen. So you can't do that. Remember why you can't do that. Who's going to pay 15, 18, 20, 24% in interest rates? First of all, if I came to you, Jim, and said to you, I'm going to give you a loan, and it's 24%, no person would do it. But when you get caught like this, more important than ever because of the pandemic. People lost jobs. People had reduced pay. Restaurants were closed for 2 or 3 months. And you need to get back and start saving more again. You've got to build up that emergency fund. And one of the best ways is to spend less. When you spend less, and one of the things
Jeff, that is so simple what you said, and is so absolutely true. Just, or how about this, Jeff? Think 2 or 3 times before you make that purchase. Stop spending and concentrate on say. So, quick question, Jeff. When you mentioned they should have a little nest egg, a little something in case the car breaks down, whatever. How many months or how much do you think that little emergency fund should be? Should it be enough to maybe carry their bills for 2 or 3 months, or maybe a little bit more than a car repair, right?
Well, that's a great question again, James. What I've always preached is a minimum of 3 to 6 months.
Okay,
and I like the word 6 months.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you think, we had an epidemic, there's always stuff. Just think of your life. There's always stuff. But are we prepared financially for the stuff?
Yeah. Reatha, how many months would you say would you be comfortable with?
I tell people I really had a divine intervention about this pandemic, and I know that it was heavenly advice that told me to save. And for the first time in my life, I was actually months ahead. And it saved me. I mean, I drive around L.A., and I know, Jeff, you've seen it, and you've seen it, Jim, that these people are living in tents. And these are normal people that a year ago had an apartment, had a house, whatever, and they didn't have a savings. So I think that's excellent advice. I know it saved me.
So, Jeff, you're building a TV network, and you're on the EZWAY Wall of Fame as a golden member and a super influencer. Congratulations on that one. Not easy to get, not easy status to get. So how's your experience been on the wall?
It has been phenomenal, James. I've been connecting with people. That Wall of Fame has such great talent. It just blows my mind who's on there. And to be able to become part of that wall and to be able to network with these other people is a godsend. I am blessed.
Well,
Yeah, and it's one of the phrases I use, and I've always used it. It's called relationships are your riches. We ourselves can do a certain amount of things, but with a network of relationships, it's exponential what you can do.
Yeah, the relationships.
And we are all people. It's people. It's a people business. It's a people life. And I just love people, and I'm a giver first. And this is what I think needs to be practiced more and more. What can I do when I meet somebody new that can help them rather than what they can do for me? See, it doesn't matter because there's always a law of reciprocation that people do nice things for me. What am I going to do? Nice things for them. It's just automatic. It's a law, and the law always works. So build up your relationships. Very important. And be the giver first.
Yeah. Now, I just want to touch on this, Jeff. A big congratulations on this, too. You're coming back with your workbook, which everybody's going to want to eat that up. That's something you're going to want to sit down and, you check out this workbook, and you're talking about you're going to have a different future. It's that simple. When you put your plan of action together, let's talk about that a little bit. And then the JLS TV, boy, wow. Touch base on that a little bit, the workbook on the JLS TV.
Well, first of all, the workbook It is an easy-to-use guide, and I'm always there to mentor people to take you where you are now with your business to where you want to go. And you need a map when you drive from wherever you are. I went to Tucson this weekend. If I didn't have my GPS, I wouldn't have been able to get to where I wanted to go so easily. I may have ended up in Los Angeles or San Diego. But that GPS, and that's what I give people, is a GPS to get where you want to go. And there's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be bumps. So I'm here to guide them. And number two, the TV, I am interviewing absolutely wonderful people on health, finances. Every week, I am so blessed to have guests that normally would not be available to me. These are people that are phenomenal experts in their own world. And I've been so blessed that they've said yes to me. And if people watch the TV shows, they're going to hear the secret sauce that most likely they haven't heard before from these people. They let
so Jeffrey,
everything out.
How do people watch this TV show, and how do they get in touch with you?
Yes. One thing is to watch TV. We're going to be on Roku, and we're going to be on Apple, and we're going to be on Amazon. It's called Wealth Builders. It's JLS TV. We need a certain amount of content first before it goes out, so it's probably not going to be until May or June before it hits Roku. But people need to, if they have Roku, they have Apple, they have Amazon, just keep an eye out. It's coming. Wealth Builders Show on JLS TV. And it's going to be really special because you have a TV show, there's a lot discussed. But when I ask people on a TV show, I ask for them to give information so people can take that information and help themselves. And remember, these are the experts in the field.
That sounds great. And how do people get in touch with you now? Are you still doing personal services?
I sure am. And they can get a hold of me a couple of different ways. JLS 55 texting JLS 55678, and I always want to give people an opportunity to get a hold of me by email, and that's JEFF 12 Levine LEVINE @gmail.com. Because I am helping people. I'm helping people through this pandemic. I see the light through the tunnel. People are starting to go out. They're starting to travel. But I want them to realize before they spend all this money on travel, spend some time thinking about how can I do it for less? And the answer is you can if you stop and think about it. I always like to tell people vacations where you can drive rather than can you fly, at least for a while, because we still don't know how long this is going to last.
That's wonderful advice, Jeff. You always have great advice when you come on the show. We'll have to have you back again when your show starts airing. That sounds like that's going to be a wealth of information.
Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure. Every single time.
It's always a pleasure having you here. Jim, did we lose Jim? I think maybe we lost Jim. However, Jeffrey, I want to thank you again for coming in. We'll be talking to you in a few months when your show starts to air and you're on the EZWAY Wall of Fame. People can get in touch with you that way also.
That is correct.
Again, and
Thank you.
We're going to go. You're welcome. We're going to go to commercial, and then we're going to go on to Carmelita's Corner.
Are you tired of doing business the hard way? Is building your business taking too much time and energy? We can help. Introducing your ultimate solution, EZWAY Business Membership. We're a full-service digital marketing solution specializing in branding and marketing, advertising, and introductions to CEOs and influencers that can help your business thrive. Problem solved. Now you can hire our award-winning team to work for your business. We've received many prestigious awards, including the Digital Trailblazer Award by Hollywood Weekly magazine, and we've been recognized by Congress. For just $11 a day, you'll get more exposure, reach more clients by next month, guaranteed. Here's how it works. You pay one low annual fee of $4,000, and you'll receive consulting, branding, marketing, advertising, social media support, product placement, and business introductions to help your business grow exponentially. And if you need more, we offer SEO, commercial, TV exposure, and much more for an additional rate. To recap, for just $11 a day annual membership fee, you'll receive branding, consulting, business-to-business introductions, advertising, and social media support. But don't take our word for it. Here's what our customers say.
We've been working with EZWAY Eric for the last 6 months, and literally we are slammed with work for 2 months straight, so his marketing definitely works.
To learn more, visit EZWayNetwork.com or contact us at 877-399-2929. And don't forget to follow us on social media. On Facebook at EZWAY Network, Twitter at EZWAY Broadcast, and YouTube at EZWAY TV.
3 great influencers are joining forces to create a space for you to be the expert, get credibility, and be a best-selling author. Get acquainted with the EZWAY Wall of Famers and reach a celebrity status with EZWAY Publishing, powered by NLCP. Get seen on the cover with EZWAY Wall of Fame celebrity influencers. Get the credibility you deserve for being a published author. Best-selling status guaranteed. Increase your credibility, maximize your presence affordably and effectively. Enjoy your new life with EZWAY Publishing.
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Well, hello there. I don't know where you are, near or far, but we're going to have a good time today because I've got a wonderful guest for you. His name is Steve, and he is a wealth builder. He's a chief visionary officer of a company based out of Seattle, Washington, named Dominion Heir. It is a faith-based network marketing company, and he has managed to build a multi-million-dollar business, and he has so many credits, including being an influencer. He has shared the stage with names such as Les Brown, Brian Tracy, and he was just a featured expert recently on the EZWAY Talk Live show, which featured Laura Langenmeyer, the Millionaire Maker. She's a best-selling author from The Secret, and she's also a celebrity on the EZWAY Wall of Fame. And he is himself a gold member on the EZWAY Wall of Fame. And he's built such businesses as restaurants throughout Seattle, Washington, and he's also the formulator of Qusha food spice rubs. I hope I said that right. Anyway, I believe he's listening in. Steve, are you there?
I am here, yes.
All right, welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, did you hear that applause, Steve?
Yes, I heard that.
That was for you.
Amen. That was awesome.
Yeah, nice way to start off our show. Anyway, I'm honored to have you today on Carmelita's Corner, my little segment of the world on Radio Boomers Live. And I've had the pleasure of meeting some great individuals such as yourself. Now tell me, where do you originate from? Where were you born?
So I was born in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. I grew up in St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Lived in Florida for about 2.5 years and then relocated to the beautiful Seattle, Washington. I've been here probably, I guess, about 30 years now and loving it.
Well, it is a beautiful part of the country. We really are so blessed to be in a beautiful, beautiful country. I've often wondered, been amazed at the beauty here. When you travel, and as was mentioned just recently by Jeff Levine, if you take the car, you really can see the sights and, how beautiful nature is and, different places in the country that are just so beautiful. Of course, there's beauty all over the world, but I'm very comfortable here where we are. So anyway, yes, tell us how you entered into the business world. What motivated you to become a CEO? And tell us about your company. What is the nature of your company and how can it help people?
Well, great question. My journey really started from before I even entered this earth, really, because I truly believe, my life was predestined and preordained. I'm here with a purpose, on an assignment, and that's to transform lives, to bring solutions, bring products and services to empower people upon this earth, and that's the journey I've been on. I come out of the corporate world, and one thing I've often recognized, sometimes, you recognize that you're a little different than others. You just can't put your finger on what it is. But at a point in time in my life, I gave my life to the Lord, and that was a pivotal moment. And I say that simply because I grew up in religion. My dad was Hindu, mom was Catholic, so I was brought up in religion. I know religion. I went through all the accolades of religion, but a personal relationship that I had totally transformed my world, my life. My eyes opened up, and as a result of that, a lot of amazing ideas was dropping into my spirit. And when I get ideas or I get inventions, I don't just get it. I get the blueprint. I get the full blueprint how to execute it. And so I remember when I was being from the corporate world, I would get ideas how to take these companies that I was like, food service directors. I worked, at Microsoft for 3 years, one of the largest retirement facility here in the state of Washington. I was a regional food service director for them, 3 states, 5 different buildings, over 200, 300 residents. And but God would give me ideas, innovative ideas, how to transform these facilities. And at the end of the day, it's always about the bottom line. So the owners and the executives would be amazed at how I'm able to increase the bottom line. But that was just the starting point. But He was preparing me for where I'm at today, because in 2010, I had an idea for a travel company within the network marketing space. And we took that company from an idea to over $4 million in 3 years. So it was just phenomenal. And since then, I would get these ideas, but I often look at innovation. Where's the world shifting? Where are things headed? What are the new trends, from a global perspective? And in 2015, had a colleague ask me to help him, you talk about Qusha Food Spice Rub. Let's just fast forward there. After I relinquished my equity ownership in a travel company, I was in the grocery store. I'm a chef by trade. That's another love I have and a passion, cooking. It's one of my God-given talent. But I was in the grocery store, and I was reading the ingredients off of a famous chef here. And I was reading his ingredients, and my goodness, this thing has a lot of salt. And then, there was a rub for pork, for lamb, for fish, for chicken. And I would have had about like 5 or 6 to 8 different rubs and have it in my pantry, right, depending on the protein. So then I had the thought, well, how come no one created a flavored profile spice rub. And then I heard the spirit behind me. Well, I heard someone said, why don't you create it? Well, I literally thought it was someone behind me, right? So long and short is, an idea went to a product that was in over 100-plus stores around the U.S., and then we were entering the international market. And then fast forward, 2015, I got the opportunity to work with a colleague that was launching a crowdfunding platform powered by Bitcoin, and he said, hey, can you help me? I said, sure, but I was more curious about the technology behind Bitcoin, and what I discovered is I was like, oh, my goodness, this is the new Internet. This is the new web. I mean, what I saw was Web 3.0 being birthed, and I had a whole idea in 2017 for this whole ecosystem tokenization, and, fast forward today, now it's the norm. There's companies out there that have created their own ecosystem, their own blockchain, tokenizing their system. And so fast forward today, that's what got me, so inspired, because what it does, this paradigm shift I'm talking about, this world where literally it's in a reset right now. I often say, we left Web 1.0, which were the bulky server days, right, where everything's stored in these bulky servers, and then we transitioned to Web 2.0, which, is, cloud computing. You've heard that terminology, everything in the cloud. Well, we've entered Web 3.0, decentralized computing, and that's the blockchain technology. And this is where, now innovation is at its all-time heights. We are working on several amazing products like, a prepaid crypto MasterCard. We're working on Bitcoin ATMs in Africa, just different innovation. Then my DH Life, was birthed out of all of this since 2015, I will say, when I got a spiritual download of a Dominion Heir concept, a Dominion Heir lifestyle, because, see, Dominion was given to us from the very beginning, but we lost Dominion, but we regained it, but not just regained Dominion over what was already given to us, but we became a joint heir in every promise that was established upon this earth. So we are inheritors of these promises, and not only that, it's a lifestyle we ought to be living. So I shared the innovation and the paradigm shift, because, see, this is where true wealth comes from, is recognizing the trends, recognizing these paradigm shifts, and position ourselves to capitalize on the trend through whether planting our flag and claiming our real estate of this new frontier called blockchain and cryptocurrency, whether it be, helping individuals be empowered by mindset training, which we have, an academy to teach them about crypto, academy to teach them about financial management. This is another big piece that people lack, is how to manage their money, how to accumulate wealth accumulation versus liabilities. So these are just some of the aspects that we focus on. I heard Mr. Zuley was talking about, traveling and saving. Jeff was talking about traveling and saving. We have a wholesale travel portal, the Dominion Travel, for our members, because they're right. Absolutely every area we could save, we need to save. And saving money right now and then investing in assets is very key and very crucial for our future.
Wow, what a mouthful. Well, I'm glad you got all that in, Steve, because I'm keeping one eye on the clock, and we're going to be heading out the door, and I usually always like to get on my horse, and Reatha and Jen, they like to get in their Ferrari, so you probably have a Ferrari too. But anyway, it's really an interesting concept. You're talking about blockchains. Is that what I thought I heard you say?
Yes, blockchain technology, correct. It's the new technology of tomorrow.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I hate to admit it on the air, but I guess I could be considered a dinosaur in many ways, but I do my best to keep up with technology in my own way.
You could consider me the crypto and blockchain solution provider, if you had to give me a title, under the Dominion Heir title.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Well, I like the fact that it's faith-based. You have a relationship with the higher power, which most of us call God. And that's why you're so successful, and actually that's the CEO of the Rose Breast Cancer Society, which we discussed that. That's my charity. And I think that's the best way to roll,
It is.
Put God in charge, because, the best way to make God laugh is to tell him your plans. And I just let go and let God and led. You know, there's a song that we sing in church about footsteps, and any of my church members that are listening today, Gloria or any of the rest of them, Jessica, I want to share my love with you, and the songs that we've sung over the years are so powerful. I mean, when you follow the footsteps, that was the title of our song that we sang in the choir. And it really does make a big difference in your life. So on that note, can you please give us your website? And we're going to have to say sayonara.
Well, I would say if folks want to follow me, they can on LinkedIn, Steve Sughrim, SteveSughrim, or you could go and opt into stevesughrim.me. I have a page, so if you want more information, just go in there and fill in your information. I'd love to get back with you. But just to end this, motto, my slogan is, it's success is a choice, not an accident. That success comes from prayer, because truly prayer, there's power in prayer.
Yes, absolutely. And, again, we thank you for coming on the EZWAY Broadcasting Network. We've got a great team here, and I've been truly blessed to meet you. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.
Smartphone, cell phone, PC, Mac, tablet, iPad. That's right. It's tech time.
Now, I know you guys get totally tired of hearing me say update. Believe me, the last 2 or 3 updates on my iOS devices drove my iOS devices crazy. I'm probably even going to have to go to the Apple store to try to get some of this straightened out. But there is a new update, especially for iOS. It's extremely important right now. Apparently, Apple is not infallible. Some type of bug or worm or something, his virus has gotten into the iOS system. They figured out something. And so you need to get this latest update. I believe it's 14.4 something. But when you go in to do your update, you'll be able to find it if you have not updated to the latest version of your iOS. Now, people say, well, I don't know how to update my phone. Nobody's ever shown me. It's not there. I don't know how to do it. Well, first find your settings. It's the little icon for that looks like a little kind of gear thing. And it says it's settings. So you go to settings, and then you'll have a bunch of stuff on your screen. You're going to scroll down on your left to general. And you hit the general and tap the general, and you will have a whole nother menu there that says about, and then it says software update. You touch that software update, and it'll take you to another page, and it'll say that whether or not you have an update due. Now, on my phone, I've updated, but on my tablet, I haven't. So it says iOS 14.4.2, and it says this update provides important security updates and is recommended for all users. So even if you don't normally update stuff, you need to update this because it could affect how your content is being used. So if you want to get information on it, there's also a website that they give you that you can go to get more information about the update. All you have to do is hit that download and install. It may take a while, so do it during the night. Do it sometime you're not going to be using your computer, and you'll be fine. Hit that download and install. It'll go on automatic pilot. It may turn on and off a couple of times, but when it's ready, it'll come back. It may tell you to do a couple of other steps, but then you will be set with this really important plug for the iOS system. And for all of you Android users, I know you're saying, I knew they would have problems. Well, all programs have problems. All devices have problems. The good news is most of the time it's really easy to fix. So again, I just want to recommend everybody that has iOS get this update. Those of you that have Androids, go ahead and gloat. We'll get over it. And I just want to say, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful week. And Jim, what is your Jim for today?
Okay, baby boomers, it's time for Jim from Jim.
More words of wisdom from Reatha. And I'll tell you what, I take notes when Reatha gives the reports because this is some good information. And, well, guys, I touch base every once in a while. I research different articles on the web, and we're talking about retirement and, you know, what's necessary for it. And I keep emphasizing, for the baby boomers, yes, we're there. But for you younger folks that are in your 30s and 40s, this is just unbelievably important stuff for you, because if you pay attention now, when you're our age, you're in pretty good shape. You know, you don't have to worry about deductibles for health or the car breaking down or where am I going to get the money. And it used to be like a starter or an expensive item would be if you're trans well. That could be $150. A carburetor could be maybe $75, but a starter and, you know, water pump and a radiator, they'd be like $50, you know, to get it fixed. Now they're hundreds, so you have to have some money put aside. So I'm going to continue on my little report, 10 items of an article I found in U.S. News Money, 10 items for your retirement checklist I thought was interesting. I want to share to you. Article put in by Tom Sidings, and it kind of made sense. They said a typical job lasts for about 5 years, according to Forbes magazine. The average marriage lasts about 8 years, according to the Census Bureau. But figures from Social Security Administration show the average American is retired for over 20 years. Okay, so there's a lot to this and how much you should have saved and so on and so forth, because one of the stats, I think I shared it with you several times, that the average person made $44,000 a year, and they're supposed to retire with 11 times that amount, which is about $1 million, and yet the average person has maybe $25,000, $30,000, whatever. That doesn't last too long. I'm going to give you some of these figures, some of the retirement items for retirement checklist stuff. Figure out, now some of these I went over last week, I'll just touch real quick on, and then I'll review the last 5. Figure out what you want to do in retirement, okay? You have to figure out what you want to do. You want to golf, or you want to keep going. After you retire, you can still work with your business and so on, because I'm adding some of this, of my own stuff to this. And you just want to figure out, you want to stay in shape, and you want to be able to have a retirement. So, but figure out what you want to do in retirement, and you got to watch the spending. Okay, are you going to work? According to one survey, 3/4 of today's workers expect to work part-time after they retire. Decide where you're going to live. That's a big one. I mean, Southern Cal is very nice. You don't have to deal with the weather and the issues in the Midwest and the East Coast, but it is a little costly out here. So you have to balance that out and do your research on where to live. Some people actually want to retire around colleges. And then you have golf courses and hospitals. There's a lot of that stuff that they find essential. The golf course is one of them. Eric's friend, Kevin Serbo, played the Hercules movie. He likes to golf, and we ran into a lot of people that like to golf. So you might want to retire in a place with a golf course. So that's decide where you're going to live. Figure out your health insurance. Now, that's a big one because I've heard several people had difficult time with their mortgage, borrowing money on their mortgage, which instead of having your house paid off someday, you wind up after 30 years not celebrating, hey, the house is paid off. Your house is deep in debt because you've been taking out money for deductibles and health insurance, which the deductibles can add up to be a lot. Take inventory of your assets. The main difference between working and retirement is that you no longer get a paycheck in retirement. So put that together. Determine whether your retirement income, where it's going to come from. All right. That's where you do the budget. And you have to figure that what you figured earlier may not come to fruition. Your expenses may be twice as much as you thought it may be. You might have found it interesting to remodel a house or take the grandkids or your kids on vacations and things. That wasn't budgeted in. That's a big expense. Decide when to sign up for Social Security. Well, if you do it early, you get to retire and you get your Social Security, you get to enjoy it. If you wait, you get more money, but you lost those years. So I think it's a happy medium to make the balance. Account for unexpected expenses. That's what we were talking about with Jeffrey earlier. That's a big one. You don't know about that car repair, and you don't know about if you're going to have the insurance deductible come in, and you got to plan for that stuff. I think 6 months is good, But anyway, consult your spouse. Retirement planning is nothing but a pipe dream if you haven't talked it over with your significant other. If you have one, make a plan. Now that you've collected your thoughts and analyzed your situation, don't just sit there. Make your retirement plan. Dream big. Well, that's where somebody like Jeffrey will come in to play. And, there's a lot to sitting and planning with an expert in the field. I know in Jeffrey's case, he's a retirement attorney, a tax attorney, so you have to get your taxes in order. And you have to have a plan of attack, but you have to focus on it, and you have to be strict with it. And we definitely want to thank Steve Sughrim. And I'll tell you, he's a wealth builder. He's an expert in his fields, and our guests are so important to listen to. Jeffrey Levine, the wealth builders, and the Dominion Heir, Steve Sughrim. These kind of people, you have to listen and take notes because they have it down. They're experts in the fields. And if you take the time to do it, sit down and focus. Get that notebook out. Make a plan. You can wind up getting rid of that debt, and you don't have to spend. It's a habit. It's like people will get in a habit or they become used to smoking or drinking. It becomes an addiction. It's an addiction to use those credit cards. Well, just stop and focus. Hey, I'm not going to get a debt anymore at this high interest rate. You buy a toaster for $50, it costs you $80 with the interest rate. And you want to turn it around and look at that list of bills and think, you know what, one at a time, you're going to start knocking those out. And as you start accomplishing that and say, hey, the list isn't so long now, you're going to go to the next one. All of a sudden that list starts disappearing, and then it's gone. You don't have to budget in those credit cards, pay off those personal loans. And from there, you go to the savings. And, you start, and you're going to find out, hey, this works. You got a little bit of savings. I would think you put maybe half of what you can put aside for savings and maybe half to knock out those credit card debts. And with that, stick with it and focus. That's what it's all about. I want to see if I can we tapped out to our engineer and see if we could bring Eric in to cover some of the bases here and what's going on. And, it's very important. That's all I can say. So with that, see if we can bring Eric on and see what's going on. I hear the music. There we go, Eric. There we go. We get the sound. We roll the easy way. Eric, thanks for coming on the show. This has been one action-packed show, interesting and informative to say the least, with Steve Sughrim and Jeffrey Levine as our guests. And I'll tell you what, I definitely take notes. And we were saying people your age really have to pay attention to this because it makes a difference when you guys get a little bit older. But thanks for coming on, Eric. I know you're a busy guy. And congratulations on the Wall of Fame and everything you've built here. So you want to step in and let us know what's going on?
Yeah, thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. Can you hear me okay, you guys?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. So I want to say hey to the EZWAY family. The baby boomers out there, the millennials out there, the next gens, everybody. I mean, this network is exponentially growing. We're at 150,000 visits a month now, on the Wall of Fame, and we're just steadily growing. We're working on a directory and an academy with all the experts that you see around us. They're all going to start educating you guys and teaching you guys. We're going to be doing the most amazing masterminds you can ever imagine. And this particular show, I wanted to make sure that I was on this show. In fact, I canceled on a multimillionaire appointment to make sure I was on this show because of Jeffrey Levine and Steve Sughrim. They're some of our top clients. They're our gold level clients, our super influencer level clients, and they are the solution when it comes to the wealth. Okay, so you guys heard you heard the most amazing episode ever. These two people are not only creating wealth themselves and creating wealth for others, but they have the platforms to help you create wealth. Wealth Builders, JLS TV. Steve Sughrim is going to be doing a network with us here soon as well. But he's the crypto king. He's the guy that can educate you as the currency starts changing. It already has been, but it's going to start changing more and more. And you guys are really going to need that education as it goes digital. The whole world is changing. And we are an empowerment platform behind that with these amazing experts that know what they're doing. You're going to see a lot of, I don't want to say too much, but you're going to see a lot of changing when it comes to currency. So you need to be educated. And if you get on the ground floor, there's ways to really be ahead of the time and be ready. And that's what we're going to really be doing with Steve. Steve is a genius when it comes to that. He's got hundreds of thousands of people. He's made millions of dollars in doing this. He knows what he's doing. And he's also going by the model of living in dominion, using God, using family, using faith, which is amazing. And Jeff Levine, same thing, the executive producer of the Beyond the Secret, The Awakening movie. He's building a network like a CNBC. He's got a show with the top-level experts, Sharon Lechter, co-author Rich Dad Poor Dad, Michelle Sealer-Tucker from Exit Rich with Sharon Lechter, Laurel Langmar, the millionaire maker from The Secret, the co-founder of E! Entertainment Television, Larry Namer. Those are just a few people that are on the show that are getting ready to release that gives unbelievable golden nuggets, unbelievable educational advice that really, really is going to help you guys. So we're excited about this. Everything's on the Wall of Fame. You go to EZWayWallOfFame.com, click on EZWay blog, and you'll know what's going on with all of these experts. And there's so much more going to be happening from the app. My show, Easy Talk Live, is every Tuesday. So we have the Monday show. And guys, I really hope that you put these in your calendars because it's really good information, and it's going to help to educate you to create your own business, your own platforms, your own stuff. And then you can tap into all this amazing content that you see, which is regular, consistent content. That's amazing content that people are coming. We have over 200 members now. And so it's a good community to get involved with. So Radio Boomers Live every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Easy Talk Live every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And we have the top-level experts. Like the show we have tomorrow is unbelievable. We have Dr. Tony O'Donnell, who's a world-renowned just nutritional expert. When you want to talk about health and being ready and being prepared and natural remedies. And, this guy, CBS, NBC, CNN, Fox, you name it, this guy's been on everything. He's corresponded. He's hosted for them. He's getting ready to come out with his own show with a big major deal. He's on the stage with Tony Robbins and Les Brown and Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen and the biggest people in the world. Tony's a good friend of mine. He's coming on my show. It was hard. We've been waiting to get Tony forever. And so Dr. Tony O'Donnell, who's a PhD, is going to be giving some really invaluable nutritional advice on the show tomorrow. Now, on top of that, we have a panel for a major event I'm going to be speaking on. I'm a keynote speaker on April 4th. So the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, we're doing this major event called Small Shifts, Big Changes. So these top-level people that are on the panel, Laurel Langmar, James Bentley, John DeMartini, just amazing people. Sarah Lee, who's on board with the Thinking Rich team. Mikey Adam Cohen is a music legend and is on major stages. And Dr. Harrison Klein, who is connected to all these people and is the executive producer of this Small Shifts, Big Changes Summit, reached out to me and asked me for help. And it's great that people are reaching out to us. And it's just, we got to come together. We got to unite the light right now. And we got to create small shifts and big changes. I love that. And so many other people do too. Kara Scott Dentley, James Dentley's wife's involved. They're all on my show tomorrow. It's a big Small Shifts, Big Changes panel that we're going to do. And we're going to let you guys know more about this event. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. to 5:30. We're actually extending it another half an hour because of how big of a show it is. So everything's always on the app, EZWay Family app. Text EZWay, letter E, letter Z, WAY, to the number 55678. And guys, keep your eyes on these clients, on these members, and connect with them. Virtually handshake with them. Build your own business. Scale your success the easy way. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate you so much. I got to hop. I love you guys. EZWay Family all day long. Radio Boomers Live. Keep tuning in, guys.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. So thank you, Eric, for popping on and going over, updating us on everything. It's amazing what you built. And we have Reatha flew off to an audition, so congratulations on that, Reatha. I hope it all goes well, and we want to thank our guest, Jeffrey Levine and Steve Sughrim, for coming on the show, and Steve and Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's amazing. I tell you, it's a treasure trove of information. I mean, all rolled into our Radio Boomers Live show, and you want to tune in with the Easy Show with Eric, and you get to see me for about 3 seconds when we spin the wheel. You guys get to win something cool.
You know, I got one more thing too, Dad. I wanted to pop on real quick. EZWay.tv is now available, guys, to give you your own show. It's meant to give you your own show to help you make money, to give you your own channel to help you make money. We're helping 50-something people right now make around 4 figures a month by creating their own shows. And we built the platform. We spent a lot of money building this platform for you guys to be able to log in and maintain your own producer's portal. And it's unbelievable. So make sure you check that out. All right, thanks.
Right. And guys, I mentioned when I was interviewing Jeffrey that I mentioned the brain tap, and not that this is a commercial. This is not a commercial for it. This is the way it is. This device is amazing. It just kind of, I could say for me, it removes the brain fog. So, you want to text BRAIN to 55678. And with that, guys, we're going to move on. Until next week, Monday morning, Radio Boomers Live with Betty White's co-star Reatha Gray and myself, Jim Zuley. And we're going to continue on with all our interesting information for you. And just keep moving, keep the faith. Radio Boomers Live is signing out.
Finally, something to look forward to on Monday mornings. I'm Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and I've teamed up with Easy's dad, Jim Zuley, to rock your world on Baby Boomers Live. That's right, every Monday morning at 10 a.m., we will be discussing all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. So, tune in to EZWayBroadcasting.com on blogtalkradio.com to see what Jim and I are up to. Your Mondays will never be the same.
Join the 500,000 Twitter followers who have discovered Eric Zuley's newest project, EZWay Broadcasting, powered by WTVNetworks.com on Blog Talk Radio. Find the most up-to-date info on his show, Easy Talk, which airs every Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, by following his Twitter sites at EZWay Broadcast and at...
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the EZWay Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.